횟수만 15년째인데요. 정말 잊을 수 없는 방법이에요. 개인적으로.
저도 이제 헬스로 한 14년 정도 했거든요. 제가 1년 정도 후배니까. 정말로 이제 이렇게 치열하게 하루 10경기 선수들이 집중력을 중간에 잃어버릴 정도로 선수의 집중력을 잃어버릴 정도로 경기를 경기가 치열하다라는 거 정말 믿기지가 않습니다. 선수 준비 다 끝났네요.
자,
바로
맞습니다.
마지막 경기
여기서
보죠.
이긴 선수는 B조 4강으로.
And it looks like we're getting ready for game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. The deciding game of the second round of 8 match. Here we go. Sniper Ridge. Is it HiyA or Movie? Which one of these fellows will have the privilege of getting beaten by Hero in the next round? It looks like we've got cross spawns. I like it. I like it. Means we could have a longer game. And at the bottom right, as the yellow Terran, we will have HiyA. Which means at the top left, as the red Protoss, will be Movie. I love close series like this. Just goes to show no, big skill differences here in the end. It's all down to the mindset, the preparation. Although having said that, Piano practiced 14 hours a day and he's still lost. So, what are we going to see? We've seen 2 12 Nexus and a 10-15 gate from Movie. So he's clearly not the most honorable fellow, shall we say. Whereas HiyA has been playing kind of in response to those builds, but otherwise has been, I think, trying to play fairly standardly, just going factory and expanding. Now, Sniper Ridge will allow HiyA to play a 3-base turtle style, similar to what you'd see on Fighting Spirit. It's a standard main and natural layout, and then the 3rd base is fairly easy to hold. You can just wall it in and then hold the high ground ridge outside your natural and then just defend that way and turtle up a little bit. So if HiyA wants to do that, that is certainly a possibility. And if it does go to a long game, we could see carriers again. Now, I don't feel that carriers are quite as strong on Sniper Ridge. We saw a lot of failed carrier games in the Hybrid Pro League, in particular on this map, in particular by SKT Protosses. Let's see, I might have to see something else here from Movie. Of course, he could just go elevator into a quick win like he did against C on this map, where he basically proxied a gateway and I believe a robo in the middle of the map and just elevated a whole bunch of units and killed C, and it was very sad. But we'll see here. I'm not sure he would try that against HiyA though. C seems particularly vulnerable to cheesy builds for some reason, whereas HiyA maybe not so much. I mean, HiyA himself goes for crazy strategies all the time, like, new crushing Zergs and going 3-port Wraith into Bio against Protoss. I mean, he does these things all the time on his stream, so I'm sure he's used to all kinds of crazy cheeses and weird situations, so he's probably a lot more experience in defending those as well. In the meantime, I don't see anything too tricksy, although there is something that appears to be blocking the Protoss player's ramp, blocking Movie's ramp. I don't know if it's a probe or a zealot, but that oftentimes indicates that the player is up to no good. He's also not sent out a scout yet, which is further indication that he's up to no good. And looks like we have 2 guys pulled off gas, so this is going to be an FD opening here from HiyA. Just going to go for that fast expansion with some vultures and a tank. All good jazz. Looks like one Dragoon moving out. There's still something blocking Movie's ramp. I don't know what it is, but he's let the goon out and has resumed blocking that. He's definitely up to something sneaky here. Wait, did he just 10-15 gate again? No, surely not. Did he do that? There's a second pylon at the bottom of his main, but I think that's 10-15. That gateway is well on its way to completion. But then what the hell's blocking his ramp? Is that just a probe? No, it's a zealot. So it's not a 10-15. You can't get a zealot going 10-15. So it's some kind of just 2-gate goon opening here. It's not a 10-15. But it's still going to be a very aggressive opening from Movie. Now this is interesting because in general I feel like on these normal ramped maps you know, with the main on the high ground and a narrow ramp going into it. Aggressive goon openings are not as favorable. Oh, that was so close. That was very close. If that vulture got in, the game could have just ended. You know, because I don't think the next round of goons is ready yet, so he could have just killed like 5 probes, 6 probes, and that would have been catastrophic damage in the beginning of the game. In the meantime, looks like we got eBay, we've got natural expansion being made on the inside in the high ground. You can see because Movies blocked the ramp with the Zealot, HiyA's not quite sure what's going on. He's a little bit scared. So he's placing the command center in his main base, and yeah, I say scared, but you know, it's not in a bad way. You know, he's rightfully being careful, perhaps I should say. Careful is a much better word. And it looks like he's actually canceled the eBay. Look at this. He wasn't sure what was going on, so in case it was some kind of crazy proxy Reaver or even some kind of crazy proxy DT, he built the eBay, and then he saw a good number of goons coming out, so he knows that with all those goons, it's not actually either of those strategies. So he canceled the eBay. And oh my god, we're going to have a bust up here. That just cannot work though, right? If that Zealot was full health, he might have been able to pick off at least one of the tanks. But because the Zealot was already quite damaged by the Vulture, I think, it didn't really provide enough of the buffering that he needed. So yeah, that was just a fail. And so we're going to have the command center floating out now for HiyA, and in the meantime Movie getting his own natural expansion. Interestingly, siege mode is actually done, so it looks like it wasn't quite an FD. Instead of going for the mines, he went for the siege mode instead, even though he did pull his guys off gas for a little bit, although I think maybe you do that in siege expand as well. I'm not sure. Siege expand is not something we see very often nowadays, so I'm actually sort of forgotten quite how it works exactly. But that's what's happened here. It is a bit of a safer build, I think, against a Protoss who's doing something potentially very cheesy. Because you get your eBay, I think, a little bit faster than FD, and you know, with siege mode, it's a little bit easier to hold off any kind of crazy goon busts. We do have a turret now at the front, also conveniently sort of forming a semi-wall with that barracks. So HiyA is very well defended right now. He's in pretty solid shape. Movie went for a kind of a sort of strange opening there, but and didn't really pay off. But he has followed up with a Reaver. And we saw in that game on Matchpoint that that Reaver ended up being quite effective, as well as the follow-up speed shuttle Templar drops all over the place. That was pretty cool. So, looks like. By the way, if you're wondering why the buildings like this all seem kind of crazy and spread out, I think it's partially to hide them. But also partially because they provide like a ring of vision around his main base, so if a Vulture drop comes in or something like that, he can actually see it better. So that's why that is. And in the meantime, we do have a probe at the 12 o'clock, just going to get ready to take a third base there. Pretty standard. So he's going to get a third Nexus off 2 gateways plus the Reaver. The Reaver, of course, being the crucial component that's going to keep him alive until he can get some additional gateways and Dragoons up. In the meantime, another probe's just moving around. You know, blocking the Terran from expanding, putting a pylon there, the 6 o'clock, just checking things out in general. So the Observer's going to come in here first. Movie played it safer, got the Observer first, and then the Reaver. And this Observer will help him to identify any kind of holes in the Terran defense here and where the Reaver and the shuttle can actually poke in. Although it looks like it looks like the Observer's already taken a bit of damage. Oh, gotta be a little bit careful. Okay, nice little control there. So you can see he's positioned, or he's scouted the positions of both those turrets in the main. One at the top of the mineral line, one kind of at the top of the ramp by the factories. Looks like another manor pylon here at the 3 o'clock as well. I do like these spotting / manor pylons blocking the expansions. And here we go. The Reaver's now going in. Now the eBay is not quite in position to actually see this. However, there is a turret at the very top of the mineral line which will block the shuttle. You can see that right there. But it looks like he's just going to go right in. Oh my god, it's actually, he got speed finished right as he was going in. And it looks like the turret's actually a little bit further left than I anticipated. So actually, he's able to move in here, and the Zealot kills the turret for him. But 4 tanks do come back here, 5 tanks actually. But he's going to kill the Marines, gets 2 of the Marines, which means very limited anti-air capacity. For HiyA, and Movie didn't even take any HP damage on the shuttle. It was all shield damage, so he can just regenerate that fairly quickly. In the meantime, we have a third command center on the way here. HiyA, as I suggested in the beginning of the game, playing the 3-base turtle style, just the third command center on only 2 factories. If he can hold off this shuttle, it will be okay. He's actually counterattacking with some vultures, which is interesting. He's gonna maybe get a couple of probe kills here and see that the 12 o'clock is taken. Oh, these mines though. The mines could be good! Gets 2 goons for 4 vultures. That's not bad. You know, maybe get a couple of probes as well. Yes, indeed he will. So, you know, a couple probes, a couple of goons, definitely a worthwhile trade. Meanwhile, the goon has actually gone back, presumably to pick up another couple of zealots or something like that, just to make the drop more effective. And note that the Reaver doesn't actually necessarily need to do that much damage because it was, you know, even though he opened with the goon opening, the weird goon opening, otherwise, you know, didn't really hurt his economy too much, and he's getting a 3rd base as well. So really, it's more important for that Reaver to stay alive and threaten like a backstab or the drop, rather than try and suicide it and kill as many CVs as possible. Because as long as you just keep the Terran from pushing you too quickly, and you have your three bases, everything is gonna go fine. In fact, something's building at the 9 o'clock, but if that's a Nexus, that looks off place to me. I'm not sure what that is. Oh no! And this is why mines are so dangerous on Sniper Ridge. You just lay a couple on those ridges and it is just so impossible. Oh god, that is absolutely brutal. Alright, looks like some zealots are moving out now. Getting a little bit stuck behind that goon. that little move right there reminded me of like in Dota when you block your minions from moving forward or something. I remember somebody told me that's like a thing where you deliberately block your own minions from moving up. It's kind of like that. That goon was blocking his zealots. Although that's not good in Brood War. You don't want to do that in Brood War. Anyway, gonna try and do some zealot bombs on these tanks. Unfortunately, not many of them are sieged. Although, there's a Reaper in there too. Oh wow. Oh my god. And the ground attack is coming to the front. Oh shit. Oh shit. Is he just gonna die? Those Goliaths need to do what they're supposed to and kill that shuttle. The entire point of these Goliaths existing is to kill that shuttle and occasionally an observer, and they did not do their job. They even have range, and they still didn't kill the shuttle. Like why do they even exist? Why are they there? They have no purpose in life, if not to kill the shuttle. And we're gonna see carriers. Oh my god, movie is gonna go for carriers as well off his 3 bases. And we're going to have to see if HiyA can deal with this. The carriers that have plagued Terran players so far in the SSL. HiyA did already deal with them once in this series. Can he do it again? He's not in a great position now, though. He lost some units in the attack, but crucially wasn't able to go and take his 3rd base. While it looks like Movie's already taking his 4th base at the 9 o'clock. So yeah, HiyA's in a problematic situation. But he was also in a problematic situation in that game again on Circuit Breaker, and he managed to pull that out by turtling. So, so who knows? Who knows? The problem with that is that he can't get 4 bases by turtling on this map. He can only get 3, so it's not quite as good. But yeah, let's see here. So the 4th base being built. 3rd command center, not quite floating over yet. I think he can float it over now. He's already established. Looks like he's got the double armories at the natural. It's pretty standard when you're going for a campy style to get those upgrades fairly quickly. And otherwise, you know, one thing that's been a little bit missing from this game is like the mega harass that HiyA was doing in like on Circuit Breakers and Match Point, which I think really helped him out. Even though the game on Match Point he did end up losing, the crazy harassment was very, very effective. And especially when you're playing the turtle style Terran here, because you're not really attacking him head on for a very long time, the only kind of damage that you can do is through, you know, random vulture harassment and the occasional drops. So in order to stop the Protoss from getting too out of control economy-wise and stop him from being too greedy, you really have to be active with at least the vultures. And oh my god, there's actually been a Reaver drop here. It must have been a 2-shuttle drop because there are 3 zealots and a Reaver, and that won't even fit in 1 shuttle. And it looks like HiyA not even actually moving the SCVs away. Oh my god, he just like stopped all the SCVs next to the shuttle. I don't know why he didn't transfer them to the natural or what he was thinking. Was he just trying to do some kind of weird split there? That was like an anti-Baneling split. You just like left them all there, but that's not correct. That is definitely not correct. So losing a big chunk of his SCVs in that last Reaver shot right there. At least though, he has started mining from his third base at the 6 o'clock rather. But it looks like Movie's taking another base at the bottom left. Movie again expanding out of control. However, remember that in the game on Electric Circuit, that Movie did go expand a lot, went carriers, and eventually lost. I think the problem was that he kind of stopped on like 5 or 6 bases and then didn't keep expanding, and then kind of was a little bit confused. He made like 1 million gateways, but ended up going carriers and not really using the gateways, so wasted some money there. So, you know, it's not... It's going to be interesting. I want to see how Movie actually plays this one out. I, on the other hand, can't really do too much now besides a bit of Ultra Harass, because he has to just kind of turtle up a little bit more and stop and make sure Movie doesn't bust him again. I don't know whether he's aware of the carriers yet. He should still be using... He's got 3 comsats now, so he should be actively using them to check for that sort of transition. Especially because Movie isn't being overly aggressive with the ground army, and if HiyA just scans around a little bit, he should see that the ground army perhaps isn't quite as strong as it should be at this point in the game, because obviously Movie is investing in those carriers. Now, it looks like some vultures, though, are going to intercept some of these probes. Ooh, this is going to be very, very nice. I'm not sure why the probes aren't moving back, actually. Oh, looks like the probes are going to transfer through the... Oh, there's a tank drop there as well. Shoot the probes. I think he got 1 shot on the probes. But, oh, there's actually a High Templar in here. Wow, that's going to be effective. Whoa, looks like a few goons, though, randomly suiciding at the front of the Terran base. But, oh, and the carriers are revealed. The carriers, crucially, are revealed, and I think there's only 2 of them. No, never mind, there's 3, 4? How many is that? If that's 4, then that's actually fine. That's actually a critical... That's the move-out number. Yeah, what? Well, I can't quite tell. Actually, no, that looks like 4. Yeah. So, this is a problem. This is a problem. Where's the anti-air? Where are the Goliaths at? Fortunately for HiyA, he got a Goliath range very early, I think, to help deal with the shuttle and the Reaver. So, he's already got range on these Goliaths, but he does not have that many Goliaths. Oh, God. Oh, God, HiyA. Is he going to be a victim of the new carrier style? It's not even a new style, it's just a new craze, I guess, a new fad. It is now in fashion to go carriers in PvT, because all the cool kids are doing it, and by cool I mean dirty Protosses. So HiyA is in pretty rough shape. He killed a lot of the probes there that were transferring there, but it's still now 5 bases against 3, and he is kind of caught out a little bit by this carrier switch. He didn't quite have the Goliath production really ramped up just yet. I'm sure he's ramping up now, but you can see in the composition he's mostly still tanks and some vultures and not quite enough Goliaths. And the carrier's also going to be a pain in the butt, because you see he wants to kind of move out with his army now, but now the carrier's going to attack the back of his base, and it's just like, you know, where does the army go? He can't even actually move in from the north side because he walled it off, so he has to kind of like run back into the narrow ramp, and it's just a huge pain in the butt. Carriers, man, they're just terrible. Oh man, alright, so anyway, looks like though there's not that much micro here. Oh god, the tanks are out of position. They're caught unsieged. There's no mines in the way. There's gonna be High Templars. The Vulture's actually trying to snipe the High Templar. Look at that, he's microing against High Templar. Nice snipes on the High Templar, and actually, because there's not that many Zealots here, despite HiyA getting caught out of position, he's gonna be okay. But the carrier's now gonna go attack the tanks, and the Goliaths are on the wrong side. They're on the wrong side of the stuff, the map, the thing. They're not with the tanks. Okay, now they're grouping with the tanks. I really hope... Okay, I think HiyA just built a command center at the top of his main, so he's going to float that over to the 3 o'clock, because it's quite crucial that he does get another base here to keep supporting the Goliath pump, because this carrier cloud is getting out of control right now, and the only way to deal with this is just spamming Goliaths like crazy. There is no efficient way to deal with this. You just need to have insane weight of numbers. And by numbers, I mean rockets, because you need a lot of Goliath rockets to deal with these carriers. But it looks like he somehow managed to walk his way across to the 9 o'clock, and actually, Movie has decided to just let the 9 o'clock die and go for a counterattack on the 6 o'clock, and you know what? I think that's a fantastic decision, because if you consider the overall base count, this 6 o'clock base is a lot more important to HiyA than the 9 o'clock base is to Movie. And always targeting down the command center. We need a mass repair. The SCVs, are they going to get the mass repair? The Goliaths are trying to save it. The mass repair. The command center lives! The command center lives! Oh my god, that was ridiculously close. But the mass repair is successful, and that must have cost Movie a lot of... oh my god, but the Nexus lives as well! The Nexus also lives, and the tank siege with the Zealots directly on top, and Storm on the tanks! He needed one. Oh no, the Templars in the back! Oh my god, that could be the game-ending move right there. The blanket storms on the clumped siege tanks, devouring all of those tanks. However, it looks like the Goliath somehow managed to clean up the Dragoons. This is such a weird situation, but look at the carrier count. The carrier count is so high. The Goliaths should just run in, kill the Nexus, and then run away again. Oh my god. This game, I don't even know. Alright, they're gonna run in here. Just kill the Nexus and run away, man. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Just run away. You don't need to worry about the rest of the buildings. Okay, he's killed the Nexus. It looks like he's going down to the bottom left now. I don't know why Movie's run away with the carriers. He's got so many carriers now. He should be able to just micro this down. Really should be able to. Oh man, but there's a lot of Zealots and Templars there. Oh my god. HiyA, this could be bad. This could be a trap. He could get demolished up here. You know, 2 Storms and a bunch of Zealots could just eat this army alive. Zealots coming in from the back as well. I don't know what Movie's doing. Where are the carriers? Are they at the 9 o'clock? I don't know where they are. I think they're coming down right now, but he's gonna come down now before the Nexus dies, or else he's gonna be the one in economic trouble. I think the command center's floated over to the 3 o'clock as well, but the mana pylon again is blocking it. But here we go, the carriers are coming down now. The tanks are gonna help try and take down these Zealots. The Goliaths trying to take down the carriers. Is it gonna be enough? I don't know if he should just focus the Nexus or not. He's trying to fight the units, but he's got not nearly enough. And oh man, more Zealots coming out from the backside. It looks like he does kill a carrier, but that's gonna be it. It looks like 2 Zealots in addition to the pylon blocking the 3 o'clock. And this little army is going to go. He's just going to run down, maybe try and kill some of these probes. He's going to focus down as many probes as he can with these Goliaths. He does get a good number of them, but the Nexus at least is saved. So, man, what is going on here? Okay. HiyA, he's moving out with another big army. He somehow actually managed to re-macro really, really well. And Movie's carrier control is looking highly dubious this game. Meanwhile, some Vultures taking care of those Zealots, trying to take down that pylon. I think he should just land the command center off location and start mining. It just needs money right now. Looks like, wow, 3-2 upgrades are done for the Terran player. What upgrades do we have on the carriers on the ground? I'm not really sure. Yeah, it looks like he's followed my advice. He's just going to ignore that mana pylon and land it. Looks like the carriers are moving to the north side. The Terran army is going to divert to try and intercept. HiyA does have a good number of Goliaths now. The carriers are not looking quite as scary. And it looks like, oh, very crucial Templar snipes. Is he going to get the last Templar? No, doesn't quite get. Oh, he has actually 3 more Templar in the back. But these kind of moves are absolutely crucial. If you can just send in, you know, 8 Vultures, snipe 3 High Templars, that can just change the tide of battle. Because as we saw already, those storms are absolutely devastating to these massed Terran, to the massed Terran mech ball. Especially when you're going like a lot of Goliaths like this, you don't actually have a lot of Vultures to help buffer and to kind of block the Templars from just walking in and storming you to pieces. So it looks like actually we've diverted now. The 3 o'clock base is not under attack. We're actually going to have a fight here outside the 6 o'clock base. It looks like the Goliath's getting a little bit far ahead. I don't know where the tanks are. Where are the siege tanks? Oh my god, the Goliaths are just fighting by themselves. Where's the rest of the army? Okay, the tanks are a little bit far back. They need to just siege up or something. There's a siege up. There's only 1 High Templar here. He needs to snipe it before it does. No, there's more. He should snipe the High Templar with the tanks. He needs to target fire the High Templar, or they're just going to annihilate his Goliath force. Oh, they're just killing everything, but it looks like it's going to be enough. It looks like it is going to be enough. He's going to grab 3 or 4 High Templars there as well in the engagement. The carriers are forced back, and the 3 o'clock is mining off location, but that's okay. Because Movie's mined out. Actually, I think both players are probably mined out from their main and their natural. So Movie has the 12, the 9, and the bottom left. The 9 doesn't even look like it's mining that much. So it's like 2.5 base to 2 base right now. 2.5 for the Protoss player. It's very, very close. It's neck and neck. And the carriers, even though they looked like they reached critical mass, Movie just has been using them very kind of cautiously and defensively. And oh, yes! Yes! That's what we want to see! Oh man, delicious High Templar are delicious. Thank you very much. Please may I have another. Yes, oh, fantastic. And this base is taking some damage. I think he'll probably save the base with those Zealots, but grabbing like 5 High Templar there, 6 High Templar was very, very good. And it looks like, oh my god, the base might not even live. The probes are dying. How is Movie getting like 10 carriers and not just obliterating HiyA right now? I don't understand. He's got so many carries. Look at him, he's just like goofing off in the middle of the map. What are your carries doing, man? What are they doing? Do something. Attack something. Kill shit. Kill it. All right. He's going forward. He's going to go after the 9 o'clock. Nice big storm on those Goliaths. Oh, and that storm on the carry, on the Goliaths in the back. A stasis even grabs an interceptor as well. See, that's what Movie needs to be doing. That's how you use this composition. You don't just like faff around in the middle of the map pretending you're cool with your carriers. In fact, the bottom left Nexus has even survived, and now this base is dying, and there's a storm on the SCVs. So even though HiyA was looking really strong there for a second, he's now lost his 3 o'clock base. He's moving some units up. He's going to try and engage. He's got to be careful though. There are still so many carries. He's still getting stormed to bits here. And Movie is still in a pretty commanding position of this game despite a lot of craziness going on. Although the 12 o'clock does look like it's mined out now, but this critical mass of carriers, I mean, the thing is, HiyA, he's used so many Goliaths. Look at this. He has no Goliaths left. So even though they've both been trading down their ground armies, they've been trading down their bases, the problem is that not enough carriers have been dying in each engagement. So even though the engagements kind of look okay in general, the carrier count, if it doesn't decrease and the Goliath count keeps decreasing, you know, eventually you're just not going to be able to win the game as the Terran player. I wonder if HiyA should just do some kind of drop on the bottom left main to just finish off that Nexus or something. Just sacrifice 2 siege tanks and just target fire that down or something. Because if he kills the bottom left main Nexus, then Movie will only be mining on one base at the 9 o'clock. But maybe even that doesn't even matter. And here we go. This could be the end. 1 Arbiter down, 2 Arbiters down. Does get a stasis off. He's going to retreat to the tanks, but he's got like 6 units here against a dozen carriers. It's just impossible for him to win. But Movie's moving back again. Where are the carriers? Once again, the carriers are not here. And he just suicided some ground units to do that. Where are the carriers? The carriers, I'm pretty sure, can just A-move and win right now. And they're not. I don't know why. Oh, hey, he's doing the move. Hey, he's doing the move that I suggested. It's the move. It's the 2-tank move. Yes. I think he might get it. He split up his tanks as well, so they can't be stormed. He's out of range of the Nexus, though. I don't think he's in range of the Nexus, is he? He might be. I'm not really sure. Okay, he's not going to get this, though. Oh, man, that was weird. I don't know why he didn't just siege in range of the Nexus and kill it. He definitely could have killed the Nexus there. That was a horrible waste. I don't know what the hell that was. But at least it bought himself a little bit of time. Looks like he's also sending an SCV over to the 3 o'clock. Maybe thinking about making a command center, but surely he's very low on money. And now the carrier is going to go back to the 6 o'clock, which is almost mined out anyway. Where is the Terran ground army going to go? Wow, the turrets themselves are actually killing a lot of the interceptors. It looks like Movie is a little bit short on the interceptor count for some reason. But the Goliaths are moving out now. They're going to get spotted by the Observer. We have the big attack once again. HiyA going for the 9 o'clock base. It worked out decently for him last time. And the carriers are going to come back, but he's got to dodge these storms. All right, come on, do some sword dodging. Pretend you're Zerg. Pretend you're Zerg. Pretend you're Hydras. You're just really slow, fat Hydras that do more damage against carriers. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're just dead. Well, I guess to be fair, that ended up pretty much the same way that Hydras would end up against storms. And HiyA looks like he's given up here. Unfortunately, he knows there's no chance against the carriers anymore. And HiyA is on his last legs. It looks like he's managed to get a command center over to the 3 o'clock. But I don't know how he's going to defend anything anymore. And Movie though, look at how cautiously he's playing. He's not attacking. He just killed everything. And GG from HiyA! He's not going to wait for Movie to end it. He knows he has no chance. And Movie closes out the series 3-2. An amazing best of 5 PVT to follow the amazing ZVT we saw between Hero and Mong. And HiyA is eliminated from SSL9. And Movie advances to the semifinals. HiyA even said it in the pre-game interview. He was nervous that Mong got knocked out because he felt like in all these tournaments, it's either him and Mong both advance or they both get knocked out. And look at that, a nice friendly handshake. Oh, man. See, I bet HiyA was just pretending to be Manor there, but like we can't hear what he said in the booth, right? I bet he said, you know, something like carriers are a pretty useful skill. Scariers. Ha. Wow. Wow. So, it'll be Movie versus Hero in the semi-final, which means I think it's a good chance for us to have a Hero versus Bisu final. But I think that also means that it's just gonna be like a massive amount of PVZ. Or I guess depending on who wins the next matches, because the next two semi-final matches, which will be played on Thursday, are going to be both PVZs. It'll be Bisu versus Larva and Mini versus Quanro. And then the winners of those will obviously make the other semi-final match. Whew. And winners interview.
진영아 선수가 4강에 두 번째로 안착했습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 그 하얗던 얼굴이 지금 빨갛게 상기됐어요. 지금 현재 심정이 어떠신가요?
아, 오늘 진짜 몸 상태가 너무 안 좋아가지고 진짜 컨디션이 너무 안 좋아가지고 걱정 많이 했는데 솔직히 오늘 되게 진짜 운이 좋은 것 같아요. 진짜 운이 좋아가지고 올라간 것 같고, 만약에 4강에서도 이런 경기력이면 진짜 떨어질 것 같은데 남은 시간 잘 준비해서 컨디션 관리 잘 하겠습니다.
네, 부디 몸이 뭐 많이 안 좋으신 거예요?
제가 원래 좀 불면증이 있어요. 그래서 어제 좀 늦게 자가지고 좀 그런 것 같아요.
네, 우리 남성 팬분들 잘 들으셨죠? 불면증 있으시대요. 네, 불면증에는 어떤 차가 좋더라. 뭐 인터넷 검색해서 찾아봐 주시고, 오늘 경기가 정말 아무래도 우리 해설진 여러분들이 말씀하시기를 좀 빨리 끝나지 않을까를 예상을 하셨는데, 아무래도 우리 구성훈 선수가 징크스를 깨지 못하고 아쉽게 탈락을 했어요. 그런데 이제 초반에 좀 승기를 잡는가 싶다가 갑자기 좀 이렇게 실수를 하시는 바람에 계속해서 상대에게 역전을 주셨거든요. 그때 심정이 어떠셨어요?
뭔가 3경기가 딱 끝났을 때 이기고 있긴 했는데 되게 진짜 너무 안 돼가지고 진짜 질 것 같은 느낌이었어요. 그래서 4경기 때도 되게 그래서 좀 되게 솔직히 말하면 좀 막장에 좀 실력이 좀 경기가 나온 것 같고, 그래서 좀 마지막이라는 생각으로 되게 좀 후회 없이 하자는 생각으로 했는데 결과가 좋아서 다음 기회가 또 있어서 되게 그래도 좋습니다.
이럴 때 박수 한번 주셔야죠. 네. 네, 오늘 정말 치열한 접전이 있었습니다. 오늘 1경기, 2경기 통틀어서 모두 5경기까지 가는 굉장히 장기전의 경기를 펼쳤는데, 우리 모든 선수들, 4강에 진출한 모든 선수들 다시 한번 진심으로 축하드리겠고요. 앞으로도 남아있을 경기를 대비해서 우리 선수 여러분들 체력 관리 잘 하셔야 될 것 같아요. 오늘 승리 축하드리겠고요. 4강 두 번째 진출자 진영아 선수가 올라갔다는 소식 전해드리면서 해설진 여러분들 만나뵐게요.
자, 우선은 뭐 이렇게 해서 인터뷰 다 끝났는데요.
네.
진영아 선수 멋진 모습을 보여줬고, 정말 대단하다는 생각이 듭니다. 오늘 조일장 선수, 그리고 오늘 A조, B조 윤찬희 선수나 구성원 선수에게도 정말 감사하다는 말씀 드리고 싶어요.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. The next next games rather, the rest of the round of 8 is going to be played this coming Thursday. So I won't be able to do that live. I'll do a rebroadcast as usual at 8 p.m. GMT. And as I said before, those will be Bisu versus Larva, as you can see here, and Mini versus Quanro. Now, one thing to note, by the way, is after that, the schedule gets a little bit weird because the next 2 Saturdays, I think, have no games. So Thursday will be the round of 8 day 2, and then we'll skip Saturday, and then the semifinals will be played 1 week after on the Thursday again. So it'll be Thursday, and then next Thursday, and then the finals will be on the next Saturday after that. So it'll be 10 days after that Thursday, or 9 days or whatever, will be the finals. So there will be a few skipped days. I heard there might actually be a 3rd, 4th place match as well at some point. Possibly on the Thursday before the finals. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it looks like the Sniper Lot stream has switched back to Modesty. So, Thank you all very much for watching. I will upload these games on my YouTube account, youtube.com/SayleBW. The games should be up within an hour. So if you missed anything or want to rewatch, you can go do that. Otherwise, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the casts, and I will see you guys on Thursday for the last round of 8 games.